Yeah, Jet Lawrence 8th in race 1, 13th in race 2, 14th he was considered a finisher. But 8 minutes plus a lap, all eyes on the gate now. Cooper Webb here needs a good jump. He gets one, has a couple of stabs on the clutch, so on the exit, the two Hondas of Jet and Hunter Lawrence. Webb tried to get in there, yeah. And it works because he comes out in 3rd position. And Cooper Webb holds a nice tight line. Looks like it's all fired up early on in this first race. Certainly through that first turn it looked anyway, but it's Hunter and Jet leading the way.
Yeah, see if Jet can put in some clean laps. Once Jet gets settled in, if he's at the front, he is incredibly difficult to deal with. And you wonder where Malcolm's at. Mentally, this is a lot to deal with because, yes, he's wanting to get to the front right now, but every thought in his mind right now is the bike going to do something strange?
Yeah. Tom Vial in 4th, Malcolm Stewart in 5th, Mitchell Harrison, Adrian Escoffier, Marshall Welton, Cedric Subras and Lorenzo Camporese. They are your top 10 as Hunter Lawrence put some distance in on Jet at the moment. Cooper Webb not letting the number 96, who had a hard hit in the whoops yesterday, so whilst he's okay, just a little bit physically beat up as well. He's got some lacerations on his arm as well as a result of that crash. Cooper Webb won't care too much about that, though. Just wants to find his way past the number 96 and see if he can feast his eyes on the number 18, who is streaking clear in that whoop section. Here comes Cooper Webb.
Well, and Webb's about as savvy as a racer that's ever existed.
And Malcolm moves up into 4th, finds his way past Tom Vial.
Webb knows that Hunter is not feeling the best today, right? A little under the weather because of that crash. So he's going to want to try to attack Hunter. And I think he understands that if Hunter gets in a precarious position, he's likely to kind of back out of that. That's kind of how Webb has made his money over the years, is understanding race situations and attacking that.
But also, you mentioned it yesterday, where when other riders that are, ahead of him in championship situations or fighting for championship, when they have a bad day, he feels they're the races he should capitalize. And when he doesn't, like yesterday, for instance, when Mookie got the better of him, they're the kind of things mentally he needs to work on, perhaps.
Yeah, he gets frustrated because he knows oftentimes he can't match pace with Jet. And Jet, make no mistake, most people view Jet as the favorite for championships going in. So if you can't match pace, you have to be your best on their off days. And last night was a good testament to that. Yes, there's no points. It's not a championship event. But it is one of those moments where Coop's like, hey, if Hunter and Jet have a bad day, I need to be standing on the top of the podium and maximize that. So second, it wasn't terrible. It was very similar to how Tampa Supercross played out last year for Coop. So see if he's got a little more in the tank. And honestly, so far, if this was last night, Malcolm would already be in the lead. So things have changed just a tiny bit.
Yeah, well, he'll move to 7 if he stays where he is in 4th place. Cooper Webb is already on 8, but he'll go to 11 if he stays where he is. But look at this battle here for second. Hunter Lawrence, Cooper Webb. Webb in no mood for hanging around, trying to force the envelope now. 5 minutes plus a lap to go. Intensity starting to pick up and build in this trio of riders fighting for second position. Malcolm Stewart obviously getting rid of those doubts in the mind, but Jet Lawrence has quadded into this corner. He's unpopped the cork on that. They said no one was going to do it yesterday.
So much for the gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. He's just gone, here we go, watch down the back straight. There's the quad.
No worries, mate.
Easy as. And Webb up to second.
2 for 1.
Lawrence tried to get in on Malcolm, who's now in 3rd. And he's coming back at the Husqvarna rider and finds his way into second. Good couple of corners there. Good response from a fighting Cooper Webb. So the videos will be out in between saying Jet popped the quad. Down to these guys to respond or not. How much are they losing or gaining? Of course, Jet's got nothing to lose now because he was 9th in the overall classification, coming in on 25 points. Malcolm Stewart, your leader, with 3 points.
Well, and I think for Jet, honestly, for Sunday, the overall for the weekend
is gone.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That's done and dusted. But to leave here on Monday on the plane and go home and say, okay, horrible Saturday, but Sunday was business as usual.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I think today that's really the goal.
Yeah.
You see Malcolm do that quad that he did a couple times yesterday mid-rhythm.
Yeah. So that's a 2-4-3, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, 2-4-1.
2-4-1, yeah. Okay, here comes Stewart again, looking to find his way down the inside. Webb now back to 3rd. Stewart up to 2nd. Malcolm Stewart. Hand gesture.
I think maybe a tear-off was stuck on his hand.
Maybe.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I think
going again, look.
It's still stuck. It's stuck on his shoulder now.
Yeah, nothing worse than that flapping tear off. Whether it's on your just actually, was that it just flying over the net there, over the jet net? That's how it would look at the moment. Malcolm on 5. Cooper Webb, 11. Subaras on 19. Hunter Lawrence, 21. Vial on 24. Lawrence would be, Jet Lawrence would be on 26. So still 2.5 minutes. This 8 minutes has taken its time to wind down. But Jet Lawrence, 5.4 seconds clear of Malcolm Stewart. Yeah, it's like frustrated there, isn't he? Look, with the tear off, like, where is it?
He's trying to shake it off his hand as well. It's not very much fun. And honestly, it's just a distraction. You're so locked into what you're doing, and it's making noise, as you said, that flapping sound, and it's the last thing you need to be dealing with.
Okay, out of this turn, out of the next one. Are we going to get an aerial view
honestly,
of
he's
the
doing it so easily that I don't think.
Well, they were doing it last year, and this is part of the track that's probably unchanged from last year. Nah, he goes back to single.
But when he's been doing it, it wasn't something where it looked super risky.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where once you do it once and you understand, okay, I need this amount of pop, land here, the bike can make it, then it becomes almost turnkey a bit.
And also, you talked about it yesterday, of course, no secret that they're not on their full race bikes. Cooper Webb on a full race bike, I think Mookie is as well, maybe. But the two Hondas, Jet and Hunter, they're on production bikes with suspension and maybe a couple of other things. So the sort of the will to still want to jump that, even though you're not on your race bike, in terms of electronics and things like that, you know, how different is that? How big is that mentally for someone like that?
Well, I think it's confidence inspiring, you know, and you definitely have more power. There's no question about that. A factory engine versus a production engine, there's really no comparison.
And also where it picks up, you've got that responsibility.
How quick it is, yeah. And torque levels and all those things. So when you run a production engine versus your factory engine, everything else changes accordingly, the ECU settings, all those things. So I think he doesn't want to take risk in a situation where he doesn't have to. If that was Anaheim, I can promise you he would have been doing that early on Saturday. But nonetheless, he's still doing it anyway here on Sunday.
Malcolm put the fastest lap in last time around, 44.309. Still, the gap is still 4.3 seconds though. But Jet Lawrence over the Milwaukee line.
This is the quad in question. There it is. And really, that's not difficult.
No.
Of course, it looks easier than it is.
Yeah.
But you can tell body language. He's not really pulling up and extending or doing anything that would tell you it's that difficult.
Yeah. And it's, but obviously for these guys, when they look at a supercross track and they see a bunch of things in front of them and they just go, yeah, there's a 343 like that, and mere mortals look at it and go, sorry, not a 1-1,
how many?
1-1, you know. We're not rolling those.
And it is, you know, these guys, there's Malcolm doing that other quad. Nobody else is doing that.
Yeah.
You've looked at these tracks over and over and over and put these combinations together and practice these particular sections. You also know the distance. Like they could say that's 33 meters. I can do this, no problem.
Not the fastest lap there from Stewie.
Yeah. And I still believe that Malcolm's the fastest guy here. You know, he put himself in poor positioning early on, but if you told me he won the next two, that wouldn't shock me.
Into the final lap then, Jet Lawrence. Managing a 3.5 second advantage over Malcolm Stewart. Both have got little lines. Stewart on this back section here, Jet on the opposite side of the stadium where he's quadding into that second turn. A couple of riders in front of Jet here. And the Valentin, one of those on the number 92. I see too many blue flags there, but...
Tell you what, if this was close battle,
yes,
this would be...
you would be in trouble.
Oh, my goodness. Jet would be very, very unhappy. Malcolm's even there anyway.
Yeah. 2 corners to go. Back marker finally pulls wide there, allows Jet Lawrence to go through. There's a blue flag. Checkered flag flies. Jet Lawrence takes his first win in 4 attempts here in race 1, day 2. Back to normal, Jet, JT, or just a sounding bell to like the rivals there?
I would say a better Jet than Saturday.
Yeah.
But